Hey physics. So this is the guide that goes with how do we see atoms. This video is for if you want to check your answers at the end, or if you're really not sure how to answer a question, this is a good place to look for that. But I would like you to try it first on your own. You should be able to get all the answers from the Nearpod and also from the reading, okay? So first question, which is smaller, a molecule or an atom? An atom is smaller. Each one of these circle spheres is an atom, and the whole thing altogether is a molecule. So if we're going to complete the sentence, a molecule is a clump of atoms that stick together. Okay? It's probably not the best scientific explanation, but that will do for what we know with it right now. Next question is, how long was it between the time when the idea of the atom was first proposed and when the first evidence of it was found through experimentation? And the answer, it was about 2,000 years. The first people started thinking about atoms in about 500 BC, and the first experiment showed evidence of them in about 1650. So why did it take so long to prove that atoms existed? A hint for this question is that I put check boxes instead of a multiple choice. You could actually check all 4 of these and that would be fine. If you check any of them, then you're definitely on the right track. So then the next bunch come from the reading. How do scientists observe atoms? So can you see atoms with a microscope like this? That's called an optical microscope. And no, you can't. They are too small to be seen with an optical microscope. So, since atoms cannot be seen visually, what sense do scientists use to see atoms? So there was a lot in the reading about Braille and how people who are blind use their fingertips to sense bumps on paper, and that's how they read. So an atomic force microscope uses that same principle. Also works a lot like a record player. To feel these bumps in the surface of these atoms. So touch is the sense that's used here, just like a person using Braille. The tiny probe at the end of the atomic force microscope senses atoms through changes in the strength of the electrical interactions, which it reads as bumps. So what are the electric or atomic forces? We're talking about the atomic force microscope. What are those forces? The forces are attraction and repulsion. A force is anything that causes movement, so attraction or repulsion would both be a form of movement. How could scientists tell the difference between atoms using an atomic force microscope? And notice again the check boxes, so you could check all 3 of those. They can tell by how big they are, by how they're arranged. You can see in this picture that carbon atoms are arranged in this group of 6. So that's a way of telling. And also the strength of the atom's electrical fields. If it's a bigger atom with more electrons and more protons in it, it's going to have a stronger electric field, potentially. So those are good things to know. And that's it.